Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 18th, 2022. I am back here for Daily Shakeup number 460. And today, as you can see, we are talking about choices. I was recently talking to a potential coaching client, going through a lot of transition. A divorce is pending, which is going to mean the ending of a relationship, moving out, probably closing his business, moving back to another state, a lot of starting over, and kind of late in his life. He's around my age, and he's got a lot of uncertainty, right? And we were talking about the future, and he kind of sarcastically, facetiously, it wasn't a totally serious question, said, "Hey, can you tell me how everything's going to turn out a year from now? Can you tell me how things are going to be a year from now?" And I jokingly said to him, "Well, obviously not. None of us can predict that, whether it's you or me. No one can predict it." And I paused for a minute because a thought hit me. And here's what I said. Actually, what I can guarantee you is that a year from now, your life will be exactly what you've chosen it to be. Now, he paused for a moment. I didn't know how he was going to respond. And after a moment, and it was probably 60 seconds or more, he said, I kind of don't like the sound of it, but that really feels true. Now, many of you are saying, oh, come on, there's all sorts of circumstances that happen. Yes, there are. Most of the things in our lives are out of our control. However, I believe and started believing a number of years ago that where I am is the outcome of my choices. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad choices or even bad outcomes. They may not be the outcome I desired, but it's really empowering to remind myself that I have choices. I have choices in the long term, but most importantly, I have choices every day. And those choices create impacts, they create direction, they create momentum, or in fact, they create drag, a lack of momentum, the opposite of momentum. It's challenging to fully own our choices, but that's what means living in victor state is, because anything else is victimhood. And in what ways is this showing up in your leadership? Are you really owning your choices, or are you often looking and pointing the finger at other situations and other people and the things you don't control and falling victim to that idea of this is where I'm stuck at, and almost pretending we don't have choices? So ponder that statement. Your life a year from now will be exactly what you've chosen it to be. It's tough to imagine, to think that way. I don't always like it, but I always agree with it. That's what I leave you with today. Keep taking care of yourself and everyone around you. And by all means, stay connected.